Hello everyone and welcome back. It's your buddy Isaac, and today we're doing my build and review of the Speed Champions 007 Aston Martin. This is of course from the Daniel Craig movies. I've never seen any of the Daniel Craig movies, but my personal James Bond will always be, of course, Pierce Brosnan. But of course we have this little guy. So let's go ahead and pop him open. But I do like his choice of vehicle. Aston Martin is a very nice, smart looking little car. We have, of course, our first bag, second bag, and, of course, the various stickers. I really do hate when they do this. You know, Lego, it would help a lot, especially since you already know what pieces are going to be in that set if you just paint the pieces. Saves us all a lot of trouble. Of course, though, why would they save us any problems, right? James Bond is oddly your quintessential spy character. I think everybody in the world knows the famous line, Bond, Miss James Bond. So here's his head, body. We're just gonna plop that on there. Like I said, no offense to Mr. Daniel Craig, but I grew up with the age of GoldenEye and Tomorrow Never Dies and The World Is Not Enough or Die Another Day. Pierce Brosnan has literally just been the Bond of my childhood. Here's your Daniel Craig Bond. So, Pierce is definitely not going to be replaced, in my mind, as James Bond, personally. I'm sure Mr. Craig does a fine job as James Bond, but as I've said before, he shall not be my James Bond. And that's okay. Sure, there's some kid out there who'll never have heard of Pierce Brosnan, let alone Sean Connery. Yeah, by the way, for those of you not in the know, one of the original James Bonds was none other than Sean Connery. Some of you guys might know him if you have ever watched any of the original Indiana Jones video as Indy's dad. He's also been in several different films, really. Mr. Connery had definitely made more than a few appearances all throughout his career. Really was a shame when he died. But no one lives forever, so. Which, by the way, interesting note about Sean Connery's James Bond. One of the films that he thought was going to be his last Bond film was literally the movie called Never Say Never, which apparently, hilariously, according to reports, that name literally came from his wife telling him, "Never say never, dear." Turns out she was correct. But might also know Sean Connery from such hits as The Highlander. There can only be one. Oh god, the sheer number of memes that produced. Funny thing about that too is, surprisingly, well, everyone knows about the movies to some extent. I don't think people know that there was actually a serialized TV show. Which is weird because it was literally one of my sister's favorite shows when I was growing up. Although it's kind of confusing considering, now that I look back at it, considering that my family were Jehovah's Witnesses, and one of my sister's favorite movies was literally about immortals that were trying to take each other's heads. Lots of magic, I think. But then again, I can't really say much. I did learn most of my oratory abilities, weirdly enough, by my mom having us read aloud Harry Potter. And no, it did not have an effect on me becoming a pagan later on. Now that I think of it, one of my grandparents, as well as my parents, have a big collection of some of the original James Bond films. And I actually got to see a number of Sean Connery's James Bond, including Dr. No and Live and Let Die. Of course, there's the ever-titular Goldfinger. You expect me to talk? No, Mr. Bond. I expect you to die. Ow. Secret Agent Cat. Meow. Ow. No, Agent Kitty. There was a big boom, interesting enough, I think, of spy films for a while, especially in the 90s, 2000s. We had multiple James Bond entries. We had for ourselves, I think, some of the more iconic Mission Impossible movies, with the rubber masks and everything else. There we go. I wish there had been multiple different Bond cars. I think one actually turned into a submarine. Can't remember, but I think somebody bought and like restored that on TV one time. I don't know if I'm just having a brain fart or if that actually happened. Pardon me while I adjust the microphone here. Go. This conveniently up just sits right there. Excellent. I remember there being like this weird thing also with James Bond and Moneypenny. For those of you not in the know of James Bond lore, in MI6 HQ, James has multiple interactions with a secretary there by the name of Moneypenny. Stickers on here quickly. Go. Now that I remember too, the James Bond films always had like those awesome musical scores that came with them. That's an awesome thing. I think they've had Tina Turner, they've had Madonna. I can't remember all of the different people that have done music for James Bond, but definitely a lot of really cool names in there. Because the James Bond themes always had this interesting style to them. Just enough action and intrigue to make it interesting. Sorry if I'm starting to hum and sing James Bond themes. They definitely would leave an impression on you. That's one of the things about your James Bond music, and like there's it left just this long lasting impression. Doesn't help either that I was just listening to some earlier today. Let me know some of you. How about you guys? Let me know about some of your favorite James Bond music. What themes grabbed you as you watched the master spy do his work? Bond. James Bond. Now, of course, I mean, this shouldn't come to anybody's surprise, but yes, GoldenEye is definitely one of my favorite Bond films. If anything else, simply because it was, I think, one of the first James Bonds with Pierce Brosnan that I actually watched. Plus, I also had the game, too. The original N64 James Bond GoldenEye. If you're sitting there going, if there's any ex-JWs among the audience here that's going, like, your parents don't sound like very good Jehovah's Witnesses. Well, my parents have always been slightly more lenient. Slightly. Thankfully, I don't have quite the horror stories that some other ex-JWs have had to deal with. But, that's not to say it's all roses around here either. I have an older sister that won't have anything to do with me because I left the organization effectively. Funny thing is, I'm not disfellowshipped, nor have I been, or did I put in a letter of I'm not a witness anymore. That's mainly just to help protect my dad, among other things. Because that's one of the things that really sucks about the witnesses above all else, too. Is they don't just go after you if you leave the organization, quote unquote. They'll go after your family, they'll go after almost anybody, really, that they can. Which sucks a lot. So, you know, even if, for example, let's say you're a full-grown adult and your parents decide to you decide not to join the religion, or you do something kind of extra dumb like I did. You get baptized as a teenager, not really fully knowing what you're doing, trying to, you know, make mom and dad happy, trying to do good, quote unquote, as you've been taught for all your life. Turn around and you go, wait a minute, there's something horribly wrong here. Change your life's way of thinking, you change how you think, how you live, and all that mess, or you try to. And if they can't really get at you, they will get at your parents and your family. Like, they will try and downgrade their standing in the organization and things like that. Which sucks. But, for those of you not quite understanding, I'm unfortunately talking about a literal cult. Which is why when people start bringing up a religion, it wigs me out. I think it's kind of a, I'd almost straight up just refer to it as almost a form of PTSD from abuse, from spiritual abuse, pretty much. So, and I know there's probably some military guys out there who's like, what are you talking about? PTSD, this, that, and it's like, there's more than one form of it. There's more than one form of it. But, the same as there's more than one form of trauma. Like, when I'm talking trauma, especially when you're raised in this stuff, we're talking about an organization where, especially if you're a kid raised in public school, oh god, you're in for a world of hurt. Because we're talking about an organization that basically pretty much straight up teaches you you're not allowed to make friends outside of it, you're not allowed to celebrate anything like holidays, or anything of that nature. We're talking no Christmas, no Halloween, no hanging out with anybody. We're also talking about an organization that pretty much instills into their kids like this almost straightforward sense of self-righteous thought process where I think one other former XJW YouTuber talked about it with his buddy who is expert in child psychology and in child rearing, that kind of thing. And he points out that it literally raises them to have no self-reflection, no ability to sit there and go, wait a minute, maybe I'm the cause of my own problem here. Which I can definitely tell you, yeah, there is a good bit of that. And I definitely can say that, yes, I had a bit of that in myself. Now, of course, as I got older, a good bit of that kind of went away. As I started realizing, wait a minute, maybe I'm the douche here. It actually reminds me of one time I was in school, and I don't think I was ever, at this point, I'd really been talked to about Halloween yet. And I didn't even know there was such a holiday at that time. And everybody else was getting in costume and all this, and they're asking me, what are you going to be? And I'm like, I tried to play it off like, oh, I'm going to be a zombie or something. Until my parents came and got me, like, holy crap, that was embarrassing as all get out. But that's literally the kind of embarrassment you can sort of expect as a Jehovah's Witness kid. Hope I don't break this trying to put this on there. There we go. Pretty much almost the tail light there. Nice. Speaking of tail lights, There we go. But oh yeah, it can definitely essentially cause you to be a very self-righteous arse. Which, you know, of course, that's the one thing the kids don't care for, is somebody that thinks that they're uppity even then. Like, yeah, great way to get your kid picked on. Of course, most witnesses will tell you, will tell their kids, oh, it's a good thing. You're just being picked on because you're God's chosen righteous person. Yes, that is exactly how they talk. And then my boss looks at me weird when she tries to say, oh, we're a family, we're a team. And it's like, ma'am, I already left one cult. I don't want to join another one. Thank you. But oh yeah, if you're wondering, by the way, like, you know, don't Jehovah's Witnesses care about their family and stuff? It's like, when it comes to the Jehovah's Witnesses, I hate to say it, but their mindset on that is kind of the idea, like, oh, it either goes one of two ways. Either, as far as they're concerned, you're not really family anymore, kind of dead when you leave, but they also have this weird, bizarre thought process of if they by sacrificing the relationships with their families, that God will give them a new family in the congregation. And if you're sitting there going, holy cow, that sounds creepy, you wouldn't be the first, nor the last. To answer your question, because it is creepy. Like, that sounds kind of creepy. Because it is. It's supposed to be creepy. If it sounds creepy, welcome to the introduction to cults. Cults usually are creepy. To think I might have something wrong here. think I might have used parts here. At least it's easy enough to swap out, but okay. No. Proving to actually be quite easy to put together. Now the second bag. kind of funny that, now that I think of it, Jehovah's Witnesses will always sit there and say that people leave the organization because they want to do things that God wouldn't approve of. Me, I left because I wanted to actually be nice to people and not be a turd. Of course, it didn't help that I had a few incidents in my time that kind of really didn't help. There was a time when I was first kind of starting to leave, and I was basically stopping. I hadn't been to the Jehovah's Witness version of church for a while, aka what they call the Kingdom Hall, and I'm chilling with a friend that I'm trying to help out. He's been kind of his mom's because she's having an episode of some variety. And next thing I know, my dad knocks on my door asking me if I know anything about my my step-grandmother having a bizarre dream where something was doing some very frisky stuff with her, and he literally asked me if I had gone into the house to go do that. Now you can imagine just the look of WTF on my face from basically being accused of doing something awful to my step-grandma. Just unspeakable crap. Now, I will preface this that my dad did have at least the presence of mind to go like, I doubt you would have done this. But the fact that he literally had even the thought that I could have done that, which, holy cow. And then again, this was also the same. My stepmom also had a weird thought process of constantly claiming that she saw demons dancing around the trailer that I was living outside of their house in. Which that's a whole nother story in and of itself. Yeah, to say that my stepmom could have a few screws loose. The time is an understatement. just that did not help at all. Of course, I think one of the things that really also started to help cementing me in thought process was being raised that all LGBT people were evil and monstrous, and then actually ended up making friends in that community who were nothing like what the witnesses claimed they were. Turns out, one of the best terroristic things, or one of the things that really good at helping you get away from organizations like that, is actually going outside, talking to people. That may or may not have different thought processes than you. Where it says I'm supposed to use a different color. Brick thing, but I do not see it. Oh well, if we find one later, I'll just use that. Right now, I'd like to try and see if I can get this car finished. I think he has everything backwards. Oh. wheels on. I'm not gonna lie, the Aston Martins are a nice little smart little car. Oh, doesn't get it right now. Man, I'm feeling heavy on the eyeballs here. Starting to feel tired and sleepy. Here. Probably this bit. I'm actually impressed that they gave James Bond, in this case, a pretty classic car. Guess I'm just a little too used to seeing James in some more advanced vehicles. And what can you say when you have things like flying cars or submersible cars? Then you just go to a classic Aston Martin. No! Back here. Crap. One vein to these things. Any very just. Any very easily lost pieces. Ow! No claws, kitty. Moon Pie was trying to. Well, hi, Moon Pie. Hi, buddy. Wow. Hi, you. Hey, you. What you doing? You. Good and movie. That it, huh? Cute and fluffy. Can't see him on camera, but I'll see the cat. There you go. Cat, he wants love. Buddy. Hey there. Yes, hello there. Why don't you sit on near my shoulders? There you go. Have a very furry cat. Here. Hi. Yes, hello. Hi. Hi. Hello. Hello there. Yeah. Hello there, cat. Hello there. Meow. Meow. Yeah. Moon Pie is being like, I want. Hey. Huh. Cat's in a I want pet mode now. Get it. You're hot. Well, it looks like I'm missing a piece here. Ah. You'll do. Probably the black part of the seat we were missing earlier. And here at Isaac and Friends, we keep building. No. That is. One Lego set that has a lot of chrome. So much chrome. Here. Okay. Open the hood now. Keep forgetting to put my hand this way so you guys can see it. That's awful precarious, but okay. Hmm. Have this backwards. That's why. Hmm. Like an almost complete car now. time I've had to legitimately put the tires on. It's also the first time, though, that they've actually been real rubber. There we are, the fully built and ready to go. This particular car build was actually pretty fun. Nice to go back through and take a look at some of the old things like James Bond. Although, again, I would rather not have to handle with a bunch of stickers, but hey, at least it's not the worst nightmare in the world. Overall, this is a pretty fun car. Would be nice if it was the James Bond I grew up with, but I'm not going to complain too hard on that one. So I would find it would be cool if they actually decided to bring about a nice little James Bond themed Lego sets where you could get each and every one of these guys in their own little cars. Daniel Craig and his Aston Martin, of course, and also being able to get a hold of Pierce Brosnan and even a Sean Connery one might be cool. Of course, you know, if his family is willing to allow that. Overall, boy, this is actually not bad to put together. And hey, she rolls pretty well too. Plus, I absolutely love the details that they brought into this little Aston Martin. It's a fine classic car that's been brought to life in a Lego version. So for that, I'll give it a 4.5. Because, you know, I don't like stickers. But hey, if you enjoyed this car, let me know. Matter of fact, I'll have to start looking for more cars to build. We've got a new Porsche at the store I work at, but I may have to order some more online. But we'll see what we get a hold of. Thanks for watching, and of course, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below.